bag.
In the bag?
Yes, sir, listen, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not.
She's a little punk. Airport. Gun in the bag.
Yeah.
I go to private school. It's not mine, it's his gun.
Meech was making money, but he was spending it hand over fist, like you said.
Chrome heart jeans. You got 10 pair of those, do the math. What's that, 100,000?
It's amazing how quickly things can change in this game, man. Young, nimble, and bearing the illustrious BMF name on his back, Lil Meech had the entire culture behind him just a year ago. He was meant to carry on that authentic street-to-screen tradition into the future. However, that respect began to erode at some point. He slipped off, according to those who formerly referred to him as the future, not in terms of music or profession, but in terms of morality. You see, Lil Meech inherited a code in addition to fame. BMF was founded on discipline, loyalty, and respect by his father, Big Meech. He was revered, but more than that, he was feared. Thus, there were high expectations when his kid entered the public eye. People desired to witness the same street wisdom and serene force, only with a modern twist. And he had it for a time. He appeared to be playing his cards perfectly, as seen by his charismatic interviews and his role as his father in 50 Cent's popular television series BMF. It was not long before cracks appeared. That airport incident was the first blow. Meech was arrested after allegedly stealing someone else's bags, according to footage that went viral. The damage was done, even though the matter was later resolved. People make fun of him online by saying things like, "You out here stealing bags and your pops built empires?" At first it was just jokes, but then something sowed. Supporters began to wonder if Lil Meech was merely living up to his father's moniker, or if he was truly suited for this life.
That's who he really is, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these people get caught up and stuck in character.
Lil Meech is not a gangster.
Not at all.
He's the son of a gangster.
Gun in the bag.
Yeah.
I go to private school. It's not mine, it's his gun. You don't know my dad.
The Summer Walker drama followed. Their relationship first appeared to be ideal for a young couple. Vibing and flaunting on the internet are two celebrities. However, things became chaotic after the breakup. Subliminals, dubious posts, and screenshots all portrayed Meech as domineering and immature. Fans began to see a different side of him, one that was more Hollywood baby with ego problems and less cool BMF air. People lost even more respect when Summer implied that he was more concerned with clout than commitment. Overnight, social media turned on him. Comments such as he got everything handed to him, and he still fumbled the bag began to circulate. Furthermore, Meech is not his father. He is currently He suffered greatly from that change in energy as, for the first time, people began to associate him with issues rather than power. In actuality, there is an unmistakable legacy associated with the moniker BMF. You can't be sincere. You must be sincere. And Lil Meech isn't showing that on the streets anymore.
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, sir, listen, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Yeah, we can get that all straightened out.
Please.
Lil Meech made every effort to recover after that incident, but every action he took only made matters worse. He began to appear in interviews, behaving arrogantly, dismissing criticism, and speaking as though he were invincible. He doubled down rather of lowering himself and repairing his reputation. Yo, who gassed him up? Asked fans, because there was none of the old-fashioned fire that his father embodied. People are going to talk regardless, Meech stated in one interview. My name is Meech. They are unable to cancel me, and many people were offended by that. It wasn't assurance, it was conceit. He differs from his father in a straightforward way. Big Meech was respected. Little Meech anticipates it. You cannot enter a culture that demands honor without having earned it. As this was going on, the true street guys who had grown up admiring BMF began to speak up. He's moving improperly and fiddling with the name, according to some. In fact, one original founder stated in a podcast that you can't rep the brand if you're not living by the principles. Respect, not social media followers, is what Meech Sr. built it on. The truth struck in the comment, which is why it went viral. Already, Lil Meech was drifting away from the foundation that gave his moniker its value.
Already, so I really took a chance on using the money I had saved up for my family.
Yeah. I apologize for that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
The change in attitude followed. Fans saw that instead of thanking 50 Cent for wearing him, he completely ceased yelling out "Fifth." Others even conjectured that there was conflict behind the scenes, as if Meech was beginning to think he was responsible for BMF's success rather than the other way around. And you shouldn't test that man if you know 50. When rap wasn't taking off, 50 Cent provided him a platform, shaped his acting career, and kept him relevant. Meech, however, began to move as if he didn't require direction. You could sense the industry turning away from him at that point. Fans started referring to him online as Hollywood Meech. Clown emojis flooded the comments whenever he boasted about being Meech Jr. or posted something ostentatious. "You're not your pops? Bro," people began to say. "You're soft," and although that may come out as harsh, it captures the essence of authenticity, which is the foundation of hip-hop. Without accomplishments, hubris is not rewarded in our culture. Some of his peers began to distance themselves because it became so nasty. He didn't hang out with as many other rappers. He was no longer heavily promoted by the BMF cast either. Everyone seemed to know that Lil Meech was using the moniker rather than bearing it. Additionally, more people were able to spot his egotistical attempts to prove himself.
Meech is doing this big concert, and I believe he was probably trying to create more interest in it. And so then 50 gets upset about that.
This is where things truly went south. The streets began to discuss his disconnection from the culture his father helped create, rather than his professional accomplishments. Lil Meech began to make more appearances at Hollywood events and fashion shows than in the neighborhood. Furthermore, his demeanor gave the impression that he was fleeing rather than standing for his roots. Even if there is nothing wrong with accomplishment, people started criticizing him for acting rather than living. He playing Big Meech on TV, but he forgot how to be Meech in real life. Read one comment that went viral. Even though he is doing well as an actor, the streets don't give a damn about acting, so it really got to him. Energy is important to them. Big Meech represented strength, solidarity, and fraternity. These days, Lil Meech's name is synonymous with TMZ events and gossip blogs. When supporters discovered earlier videos of him boasting about being the face of BMF, it was the last straw. People were offended by the line. People asked, "How you the face of something your father built while he's still alive?" Instead of honoring the legend, it seemed as though he was attempting to replace him. You knew the respect was gone at that point. The fact that 50 Cent remained silent about the matter was telling. Usually, Fifth clarifies rumors, makes jokes, or defends his folks online. However, he remained silent this time, and that quiet said a lot. Lil Meech had to learn his lesson the hard way, as if even 50 people knew.
Anything, or did he just kind of, unfollow Lil Meech?
Well, he posted a rap, said they call me.
Credibility in the music industry is crucial. You're done if the streets don't support you, even if you have features, following, and notoriety. And Lil Meech is currently standing there. The rappers who formerly yelled at him now keep quiet. The supporters who once stood up for him are now laughing. In actuality, tone rather than talent is Lil Meech's issue. Despite not having earned stripes yet, he is behaving as though he is already a legend. He is mistaking respect for attention, and those two things aren't the same in hip-hop. Respect is earned by your actions when no one is seeing. Your treatment of others, your legacy, and your ability to cope under duress. Meech appears to be more concerned with projecting an image of a boss than with being one at the moment. And for that reason, everyone has turned away, from the OGs to the fans. Because arrogance is not respected on the streets, regardless of how well known your last name is. Authenticity is respected by them. Now that his reputation is in jeopardy, Lil Meech finds himself in a difficult situation. He has two options. Either he will continue to act like a Hollywood loser who has lost touch with the neighborhoods where he grew up, or he will humble himself, repair his reputation, and properly honor his father's heritage. The absurd thing is that things didn't have to be this way. In front of him was the blueprint. His father taught the world how to govern with dignity rather than arrogance. He learned how to make a name into a brand from 50 Cent. Lil Meech only needed to maintain her composure and concentrate on her legacy. Instead, he sought affirmation, controversy, and likes. The same individuals who first applauded him are now criticizing him. Social media has been cruel. Memes showing him appearing disoriented. For example, Big Meech established an empire. APR Crisis was created by Lil Meech. Although it's harsh, it's what happens when you fail to remember that respect is not a prerequisite for fame. Rumors began to circulate even within the business that 50 would be reducing Lil Meech's prominence in the upcoming BMF season in favor of other actors. It's an indication that people are gradually losing faith in his maturity, whether that is true or not. Because your name no longer has any weight once people no longer trust your character. Accountability is the one thing that can save him though. Lil Meech's admirers would support him once more if he came forward, acknowledged his errors, and demonstrated improvement. Hip-hop adores tales of redemption, but he's too arrogant at the moment. It only serves to demonstrate that he isn't paying attention, since every time he writes something online, there is more flexing, more diversions, and more denial. The truth is that if you're going in the opposite direction of what made BMF great, you can't create a new era. Fame and controversy don't earn respect. Humility, loyalty, and consistency do. And Lil Meech's name will continue to fade in the society that once welcomed him until he realizes that, as a result, Lil Meech lost all respect in the hip-hop community since he began acting more like a celebrity and less like a leader. And that's the easiest way to lose all your father has fought so hard to achieve in a game that is based on loyalty and lineage. Your fans don't matter to the streets. Your foundation is important to them. Lil Meech must now choose whether he wants to continue the BMF tradition or become just another example of how celebrity can trump authenticity.